Hi, my name is Angel Odako, and my partner is Jeff Zhang. Excuse me, just saying. And this is the Gold Point 61B Project 3 video, or at least part of it. The plan is to have a good portion of it be divided or have it all be divided so that we don't have any internet issues if we were to record together. So let's just get started. So for our gold points, we decided to go in the direction of a roguelike game where you basically have a game where it's there's no completion for the overall game. It's you get as far as you can type game. So in this, you're going to see a focus on movement. So in any game, you're going to want to see a win condition and a lose condition. So let's just hop into any server or any seed and see that occur. So right here, the keyboard's in the way. There. Right here, we see the avatar, and we see a win condition. Let's try and move that orange screen. Okay. We see a win condition, which is the unlocked door. So the win condition is going to be if the avatar gets the unlocked door. So we're going to first use just what we had in the original basic functionality of 3B. So that's just WASDA. So let's do that. And you may notice something. It becomes more apparent as I move forward. So, yep, there is sand covering the screen. If you notice, every other turn, so if this is an on turn, so that was an off turn. So the next one will have sand, another layer of sand come from the top, and another layer of sand come from the bottom. Yep, as expected. So if this, the idea is to try to beat the sand. So let's try to do that. And I did not mean to do that. And that is a feature that we will get into later. So you'll notice that the sand is very visual, and it's kind of good in that way. It places pressure on the player. It's a visual reminder. It places pressure in the player in that it's very visually there. So then it'll place more pressure like, oh, I only have so much space. And that's why we opted for that rather than you only have a certain amount of moves. And you can block out areas that they can go to afterwards. So let's go up, or let's try to go up as far as we can rather than necessarily win. And you may notice a change, but we'll go over that in a little bit. So let's go. So I can't go up, you notice. Let's try to go down. Yep, I can go down, but I can't go up. So you see that it's blocking. And then let's just see for the sake of this example, let's go into the sand. I lost. My player icon my avatar is not there. It's, so then the next response, the game crashes and my run is over. And that's how far I got. I got to, I didn't clear it. I didn't clear that part. So, then let's try to go to, so this is a nice, it places pressure to the player, as I said, and blocks. And that's a very nice mechanic. But you may notice that was this a little boring? And it's a fair criticism because it's just moving up and down. This isn't all that interesting. So you'll find later that we add mechanics, but right now I'm going to show you, actually I'm going to show you the mechanics now. One of the mechanics, which is running. So in a regular game, ideally there would be a run and rather than just a walk, because walking everywhere is not very fun in video games. So we're just gonna have a run. So in this run, if you keep going one direction, the amount of units that you go in that direction will increase each time you keep running in that direction. Unless there is, and then if you eventually get to a point where you'll hit a wall if you run up, you don't run. You have to slow down. You have to walk in order to stop. You have to slow down the momentum. So, and then this momentum also changes based on on the directions you go in. So if you were to go up, and then if you were to go up and then the opposite direction, the momentum goes down significantly. If you go up in particular, perpendicularly, it may go down or it may stay up. If you're running, it'll stay the same. If you're if you go run up and then walk, it'll slow down a little bit. And then of course, running in the same direction will increase the momentum, and running and then walking in the same direction will decrease the momentum by a little bit. And then obviously the slowest would be running one way and then going the opposite way. And if you were to go for that from running, it would affect it some parts. It would affect it somewhat. You might notice it. And then if you go from running and then walk the opposite direction, it goes down significantly the units you'll travel from running. So the units you travel based on the momentum will increase or decrease based on your actions. And that's kind of what makes it interesting. So let's take a look. So I'm going to run to the side. The momentum stays the same. So I run 2 this time. So then this time, if I keep running, you'll see I run over it. I run over where I want to be. So we're going to go down, which does slow my momentum a bit. So you notice I'm traveling 1 instead of 2 spaces now. And then I keep, it takes 2 to start and then 2. And then if you notice, I'll try to run and I won't be able to go. And you'll know that I moved because I clicked it, and then the sand still goes down. Right? Even if so a part of it is you have to kind of figure out, do you really want to run? Because if you end up running into a wall, you could lose a turn, which could be crucial to getting to the goal point before you get entrenched by the sand. So we're gonna have to walk here and then walk again. And then we probably could have run there. That's my bad. So you have to think about your actions. And that's what makes it interesting. You kind of have to learn the mechanics. I can't run here, but I can walk. And then let's see if I can run. Yes, I can. I won't be able to run there. I think I can. No, I can't. My bad. It was 3, not my bad. I was counting the wall. So, and then when you get to the end point, you get to a new level. And that's kind of the charm of roguelikes. So let's go ahead and run to make it quick. And then you see the depth level increases. You start off at 0, and then you slowly increases. So basically the point of a roguelike is to get as far, and then with these, you kind of master this running mechanic. Maybe start using it at different places so you don't run into a wall or you don't have to cut it short, in order to minimize the amount of actions to get the character A to point B, which is the end goal, before the sand entrenches it. Now, whether we do not have lives in this game, we do have something very similar. So let's go ahead and just make the obviously wrong move. So you'll see that if the sand entrenches this unlocked door, the unlocked door moves somewhere where it's accessible to the player. So obviously I can get there, because the floor is right there. It won't go to somewhere like right here where there is no floor. So this is, however, in similar fashion to our lives, it will only happen 3 times for your run. So if we play through it a little bit more, let's try to run. Oh, it looks like I'm not going to make it. I'll have to waste another life, which is tragic, but it happens. And then we'll run. I run into a wall. Don't want that. And then basically it'll keep on. I've wasted 2 of those, so it can only happen 1 more time in my run. So let's try to get to a point where it runs out. Although looks like I might die because I wasn't thinking when I was clicking. Yeah, this is over. I live. Do I live? No, I don't. Okay, so what essentially would happen? Let's try to. Basically, it teleports to a wall, or the unlocked door teleports to a wall that is accessible to you, but it only happens a certain amount of time. So let's try to just do. My bad. I clicked Q by accident in the middle of a string combination. My apologies. And this is just to make the game a little more fair. And like, it's still disincentivized because it can easily still happen that it spawns the sand stops you from getting there because you can't walk through the sand. It could easily happen that it's your last one. So this looks like it could be a good one. So let's go ahead and keep doing it. All right. So see, here's something where while you can do it 3 times, it's really not recommended because here I can't get from here to here because there's no accessible way as the sand is in the way. So let's try to do it again. And then here, another time. So it's really not recommended that you go into this. You should really think about your movements and your running and your WASD more carefully. And then you'll notice that was the second time it moved. Since that happened, it won't spawn again. So your soft lock, aka you can't get past. So you're kind of doomed to this death. So you might as well just accept it. And the game is over when you obviously are drenched. I believe that's all of the features that I am going over. Yes, that is. So my partner will go over the other ones. And yeah, that should be pretty good. Basically, the game is for you to focus on movement, and you want to make sure you use it well in the limited turns that you have. And I think it's I really like it because it focuses on gameplay mechanisms and and the visually stressing like timeout, like you clearly see death. You see death closing in on you. I really like it. But my partner will go over even more. My partner will go over even more of these mechanics, specifically jumping and blinking. So blinking is kind of like teleportation. It's a small, short-term teleportation. So yeah, I really liked how this turned out. Thank you for watching.